orchard. See if anything's dropped here. I'm predicting a few burrs have dropped because 3 days ago it was looking like it was that time of year. Some burrs were starting to open. So we'll take a look. See you outside the truck. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm standing in front of a tree that is a Perry seedling. It's not a Perry grafted tree. It's a seedling tree grown from a Perry mother tree that was open pollinated. This was purchased from Route 9 Cooperative in Carrollton, Ohio, and it was planted in 2015 as a 1-year-old bare root tree. So it started in 14. So if that's the case, I would say it's finishing its 12th leaf. And this tree is very sizable. And when you buy seedling trees, you can expect that your tree is going to have different characteristics. So this tree is quite a bit different than its peers. I planted 10 of them in a row that were all from the same mother tree. This is probably double the size of some of the other trees. It's similar to others, but it always drops the first burrs. So last year it dropped September 12th. This year it's dropping its first ones on September 24th. So we'll pick some of these up. I'm using just regular Grease Monkey rubber coated gloves. I don't grasp the burr too tightly. And they do a good job. Of course, I grabbed 2 left gloves. That's not going to work very well. Quick grab. They don't match. But you can see this chestnut's been eaten by a deer. Most likely a deer. You can see that. I messed it up when I picked it up, but it has 2 fertilized nuts and 1 unfertilized. Not particularly huge, but nice size. This sprinkled one is not fertile, and I don't believe it can harbor chestnut weevils. So, first 2 nuts of the 2025 season. This is a single. It's got 2 unfertilized on either side and then a fertilized nut in the middle. I typically throw the burr into the center towards the tree. And I forgot to do the chestnut shimmy. If the burrs, I don't shake it so much that all the burrs come down. I shake it so that ones that I think are going to come down in the next day or 2 will come down so I can pick them up while I'm here. Gotta do the shimmy and the shake. That's all I'll do. There's plenty more up there, I'm sure. But I'm gonna get to work and start picking these up. These are brown, but still a little gold. They're white when they're inside the nut. Within a day, these will be dark chestnut brown. Not giant nuts, but here's a triple. You can see the catkin still attached. So got a bucket full of burrs. Of course, that won't be near as many nuts as we start harvesting or picking those burrs open. I'll pick those here maybe at the truck tailgate, and we'll see how many we come up with. Still plenty of chestnuts up in that tree. Again, this is primarily a Chinese chestnut tree. Foggy day. We'll just peek our nose over, see if anything else is dropping. I try to work with nature like I've talked about and mow these little paths. That makes it nice and easy to cut across. So, dropping leaves. Is it dropping burrs? I don't see any. In China, they sometimes harvest, they get all the burrs off the tree when they're green to prevent theft. And they stack them in huge piles outside the basically the production where they're gonna go through and sort them and so forth. And they let them just ripen in the sun there, and then they open the burrs, and it's all hand picked, manually picked. Again, I don't at this point, I expect to, but I don't at this point have any significant weevil presence, so I won't necessarily heat treat these like you've heard about. I have come up with a plan for that. Should that become a high pressure problem in my orchard, the initial one will be using that sous vide that we talked about in a prior video. Now I could wait for these to drop free of the burr, but they don't always drop free of the burr, and that's a characteristic that some people look for. Chestnuts that drop free, that the burr opens while it's on the tree and then the nuts fall out onto the ground free. That's a characteristic some people are hoping to breed for. Then you don't have to do this. Or you get machines that split the burr and get the nut out for you. One step at a time. Not a lot. Not bad though. First day, slow going, no efficiency. But it's a beautiful morning. I gotta head back home, heading into a stretch of work.